The reigns of a Larry King. Your right, Tsar, said the golden olden kingly head to him, and there is bread there upon his bed of death for king. You're right, you're a Lar. Meanwhile, from over yonder far, those two inquisitives were there peeping in through the bar and eavesdropping. Here they are. That's him? Yea, that would be Eleazar. He is the chief and king who would have looked out and over far, and would have seen them and how they are. They did come in from yonder far, covered up in all that tar, and the dusty ash left over cigar, piled up high there in the tray registrar. They were looking forward and far, and yet farther ahead of the gar it would seem. And they were running too, but not to join up with the dream team crew. They were running away from their own kind of a king's the king's blue-blooded you. Well, he wasn't king yet. Was just out to steal and to get whatever he could get. Things to eat and the family's food, you bet. Look, they are talking again. Look at them. He is talking to Edgar. Look, there they are, the aged king and him. Yes, he is the head bar there, the king's protector and armor bearer too. That's him. That's Edgar. Yeah, that is Edgar. Still standing there at the end of the bed bar where you know who, or somebody else, old or new. Somebody will be laid out dead in no time soon, no matter what's the spread, from a jack to a king under the crown upon his head, hidden away there and hiding still, hiding away from blue-blooded blood bled. That blood which was already spilled, as said. As you already know, Larry's thirst was avenged squarely upon King Lee's thread. But then again, back to the story now, and as to how and when it had begun. It was due to the storm and to the darkness which was brought on. They had not seen anything the likes of that before, nor has it ever happened over there again since. They were really worried, and not knowing what it was that was going to happen to them and to the thing which they wanted to have cooked and curried. And then came the others, wanting them to share all that which they might have had left over there with them, which wasn't much to begin. And they weren't even asking, but was forcefully taking, like taking everything away as if it all belongs to them they. So right away they knew that they would have had to leave and go away if they were to live and survive the day. And that was what they did. They would have taken to the high seas, under the darkness of trees, and aided greatly by the darkness storm, which had been what caused the whole situation, the alarm, to begin with. Larry King's men were out doing their route. Yea, he was king at the time, yes. Larry would have been king long before all of them. Those brutes, yes. Those squares, kingly, fake, friendly mess. It was in the dark of the night, just coming on to daylight. That was when Clem and his men were to first catch sight of them, coming in upon the waves and driven by wind. The Larry King was ready for the fury, ready to bear it down upon them like the clouds from the heavens dory. It was Clem and his men. Clem was young then and was very strong, along with his mighty men of war, with their spears and bows and arrows to spar. But there was no need to hurry. They were coming in rather slowly, just a tiny group of folks who probably had drifted off course and would have been desperate for help, rather than for stealth. So, come on in, my friends. Come right on in your tiny sailing thing, said the Larry King to them. Well, it was his son who would have said it when at the first he would have met up with them. And no, it was not really to them that he would have spoken, just said it there among his friends, who would have grunted a chuckling laugh with him. The squares were scared when the darkness would have cleared, scared to see that there on the banks was a mighty army. Weird, they would have sworn sweared, staring up on the sight of Lord standing there, with sharp pointed weapons pointed squarely up at them and theirs, and dearly, right there up under their beard, eerily. The white flag was to go up, and trembling legs buck, as in buckled. Come on in into the Larry King's kindly type of welcoming, said Clem, more chuckles. That was how they were to come in, into the spheres of the lords and their king, and was to spend a whole sultry span there with them. But then, the day was to come when other squares were to pass by again, coming in from the cold with tidings to them that the storm had passed and the warring had ended. Time for squares to leave the lands of the lords where they had landed, and be gone again to their own place in the rain far and backhanded. But that wasn't to be the way how the story would have ended, because everybody knows it by far. They never stops when it comes to the war.